I think will help in our business building as well. Also, if let's say we know how to apply this skill and also this concept properly, we should be able to share out and also sell some of the new products that we shared just now, especially this probiotic one, because this probiotic, I think anyone also can try out as long as our female people around us. Okay, so how to do that more effectively? If let's say today you already are very good in sharing, that's good. You already are very well versed in terms of selling, that's good. But no harm to actually learn some extra point from our proven leaders, right? So for those who still don't know who is Ninoy, Ninoy is actually a crown ambassador in Thailand, a very young crown ambassador. So he has come up with this book that actually want to help all the business owner in Amway to build their business even faster, even more effectively through his own solid experience. So in this is actually a combination of 2 volumes of book. So the first volume is about the achiever, but I'm sharing one part, okay, only one section in the sales master, because I'm still in the part 2 of the sales master. So I'm going to share some of the key points that I feel very useful in the part 1 of the sales master. Okay, so it's actually a 7, I feel 7 very useful point in terms of how to improve our sales skill and also how to improve our chances of closing deal. Okay, so the first one that he mentioned in this part is actually decide that you will become the hardest working person in any rooms you walk into. Okay, so this actually is a very straightforward message, where if let's say if we interpret it, he's just trying to tell us that if you want to become very good in sales, you just have to be the most hardworking person in any room that you walk into. I think I have to agree with this, not only in Amway business, but in any industry. If let's say you are a salesperson, or if let's say you are selling something, selling a solution, selling anything to people around us, we have to be normally the one that distinguish the top sales and also the average or not so successful one is, first point is the hard work that they put in. Okay, so they always go the extra miles compared to the others in the other peer in the same industry. Okay, how to go that extra mile is really depend on whether we have that urge to, and also we know very clearly our objective and also our why in the business. So if let's say you are very clear your why in this Amway business is to achieve a passive income, then you have a very strong push to actually do it extra mile. So when we say extra mile, okay, today if you are too comfort, you will actually just do one phone call or one follow-up, but actually you have more time to do more than that, right? So we can actually make ourselves to become more hardworking and push ourselves harder in order to improve this sales. So this is the first tip from Ninoy. And then second, he said that call at least 100 clients per week. Okay, and he also give a very strong statistic where, did you know that 92% of customer interaction happen over the phone? Okay, so here I think he's also try to imply 2 things. One is by probability. Okay, so if let's say the numbers of interaction increase, definitely increase the probability of closure and also the sales that will take place. So it's all about how much we do and then the probability out of how much we do. Okay, so what he suggests here is 100 clients. So if 100 clients in a week is about 7 days, right? 1 day is about 10 to 15 of follow-ups. Okay, so this is, I think, definitely doable, just depending on whether we have a well-planned of schedule daily. Okay, whether do we know tomorrow who are the customer that we need to follow up, who are the people that we're supposed to get back to them and arrange an STP. Okay, so and he also mentioned in the second part, which is interaction happen over the phone. This one, I think nowadays we have to interpret this phone not only as a phone call, but also through phone texting and also phone social media, right? That will actually help to close the deal as well. Okay, so it's no longer just a conventional phone call, as long as it's through the phone and that actually the interaction and also conversation happen is counted as one of the lead also. Okay, so the third point that he mentioned in terms of the sales practice is choose the right day to prospect. Okay, so here are some of the fun and also interesting point. He said that Thursday is actually the best day to prospect. Okay, and Wednesday is being the second best day. Okay, so I think this is basically based on trend and also demographic, and also with the assumption that most of people is actually working. So working people, I think we have to agree that actually Thursday and Wednesday is actually quite true, because Friday normally people also go for fun or TGIF already, so they got no time to entertain your appointments, all that's right. But to me, I think as long as we know how to do scheduling and also appointment strategy, I think this is just adding assistant. Okay, you know that these 2 days is good, but then to me it shouldn't be the excuse where we don't do appointments or invitation on other days. Because to me, as long as we know how to plan properly, we still can match definitely a time with our prospect. Okay, so number 4 is to become a master of storyteller. Okay, do you know that after a presentation, 63% of the attendees remember the story, while 5% remember the statistic? So which side we want our audience to remember? So if you want them to remember better about things that we share, we need to share in a story form. Okay, so why in Amway business we always say whenever there's a new product, we should be the one who go and try out first, or we should be the one who experience it first. Because only through our own usage, consumption, and also experience, we are able to share that product in the story form. Okay, not only to give all the facts that for example, what I shared just now, but on top of that, we can actually share our own experience. For example, if let's say you really have tried this product, you can actually share even lively in terms of the taste, how the cranberry tastes like, is it very enticing? So all that is part of our storytelling. So it makes the business even more lively, and at the same time, it also makes that impression and that memory longer in our audience and also the attendees. So if let's say today we are still a very rigid seller or a rigid sharer, we need to learn how to talk story. Okay, for example, if you are a body key user, talk about your experience, how that changed you once you have started the body key. Not only just telling, oh, how should you eat, what are some of the factual thing and some of the key point. Okay, but add in some of our own story. Okay, so here the point of 5 is become proficient at using social media. Okay, so this I have related in the earlier point, which phone is not only for calling and also normal conventional conversation. So here he add up this point, which is we need to become proficient at using the social media. Whether you like it or not, if let's say today you want to build a business on which depend largely on self-use and also some selling, then we have to leverage on social media nowadays, because the reach out and also the exposure will be very big, and compared to you just do it manually. So many people aren't aware the fact that 78% of the sales people are actually using social media to outsell their peers. So same thing is today, if let's say you're selling one product, a bottle, okay, a water bottle, for example, your peers or your competitor is also selling this water bottle, and your way is actually just to share with people around you. You share with your family, you share with your friends, but the other person do the same thing, but on top of that, they do the social media selling. So you think which one will actually create a larger exposure and also more leads to their sales? Definitely the second one, right? But the problem is today, are we comfortable using social media? If let's say we are still not comfortable using social media, but we want to build this business, right? The only one way that I can tell is to start changing ourselves or start trying out all these platforms. Okay, so even like myself, I will be trying out some of the other social media that I haven't tried. For example, TikTok, I might even consider to build another platform there. Okay, so if let's say you have the eager and also the intention to really leverage on this social media, then you will find a way to do it. And of course, you don't have to do it alone. You can always discuss and also strategize with myself and also Lin, so we can actually work together and learn from each other, because we are all new here. But in a lot of more advanced country, they already leverage a lot on this social media. For example, they can sell very well in TikTok. They can sell very well in another platform like Xiaohongshu or Instagram. Okay, so if we it's not too late, because in Malaysian market is still quite new. So if let's say we know how to actually leverage on it, and we take the pioneer step, we could actually take up a lot of the market share. So the next point he mentioned is actually ask for referral. So I think this is a very, very good reminder, especially when we are doing sharing or when we are doing selling. A lot of time when our friend reject or our prospect saying no, we just become so negative, right? We become so sad and disappointed that until we forgot that actually there are some additional thing we can do, which is to ask for referral. Okay, so according to the statistic, actually 91% of customers say they will give referral. Okay, but only 11% of the salesperson normally ask for referral. Because like I said, a normal human being reaction is that once you are being turned down, you no longer have the mood, or you no longer think rationally what should you do next to keep this relationship, or to actually further leverage from this connection. Okay, so if let's say today we are very wise and also we are still staying rational, even a short-term turn down and also short-term rejection from our prospect, right? We can still make full use it as a resources. If let's say we know how to ask politely, ask for referral, okay, by maintaining that posture and also to maintain a good relationship with this person that actually turn us down, we can actually get a lot of lead from there. And from those lead, probably we can also eventually sponsor this person, because if let's say some of the business is referred by him, he will definitely want to be part of the business also. Okay, so this is how we actually make full use of referral. I think this is a very good reminder. Every time, whether we're able to seal the deal or not, just remember one more step to do: ask for referral. Because even if we ask ourselves, if today we are the customer, right? If one day we're not able to support our friend, we will feel that we are very okay to refer some friend to them, even though we cannot support them. So same thing, if we change the shoes again, if today we are the one who's sharing or selling something, don't worry, because they will be more happy to refer other people if let's say they cannot support us. So do that step, because they might refer some big business to us. Okay, and then the next point is actually retain our current client at all costs. So I think this is a very valid point from his own practical experience also, because one customer that actually trusts us is not easy. Okay, if let's say we have a customer that actually trusts us very much, and also we have built that relationship since back then, we have to really retain it by all costs. Okay, studies also show that retaining customer is 6 to 7 times less costly than acquiring a new one. So while we are still expanding, also still looking for people to work together with us, we must not forget our existing customer, and also give them the best experience and also service that we can. So that is also why our system always emphasize to have that 20 to 30 very VIP customer that you will serve very well, and then the rest of it, try our best to work with our partners and also our ABO who want the business, to build the depth, to build the structure. Okay, so only by doing that, then I think it's easier for us to retain the current client. But of course, if you can do more than 20 or 30, go ahead and do it. But the point here is we have to learn how to retain the clients, not only keep exploring a new customer. Okay, so I think this is the last point for this sales practice that actually he shared in the book. And yeah, so I think this is a very practical 7 points that he shared with us, and I really will put it into practice, and also try to learn from him as much as possible, because he has already proved to us that he can do it at such a young age to become a crown ambassador. So definitely all of us also can take some feedback from here, okay, and also can also learn from his way of doing. Okay, so with that, I think we have come to the end of